So hold on, incredible. It's by the Almighty. Truly God sent to we. Miriam, all I know. Those who not we go let it show. Pull the ball away. Those who not are you ready? Ready Miriam pass it. Raise your arms up, let me see. Pull the ball away. Those who not are you ready? We vote in Labour Party. It's Miriam for me. All day, every day we voting for. We all day, every day we all day, every day we all day, every day we start home. For my home, Assad is start home. For Roger, Springfield is start home. For Campbell, Schmidt is start home. For Warner, Hillville, are you back? We voting for Casso, a young vibrant man that is Casso. We voting for Casso. He have the master plan in case you don't know. We voting for Casso, Campbell, Maho, Roger for sure. We voting for Casso, Gentle Master Springfield Warner, there we go. A stick family man from Maho. Just let him take on. We putting our trust in Casso. Young man, we voting for Casso, 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 Casso. Young girl, we voting for Casso, Casso, Casso. Daddy, mommy, Casso, Casso, Casso. Granny, grandpa, Casso, Casso, Casso. The farmer, Casso, Casso, Casso. Fisherman, for Casso, Casso, Casso. It's Casso, for Maho. Assad, it's Casso, for Roger. Springfield, it's Casso, for Campbell. Schmidt, it's Casso, for Warner. Hillville, are you back? We voting for Casso, a young vibrant man.
Up is up. Labour with the Labour Party. Labour grande. Labour all aboard. Labour Party nicely voting them twice. Me slapping so nicely voting them twice. Labour Party nicely voting them twice. Me slapping so nicely voting them twice. What my people say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbour. Labour, 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 Labour. Take me more to pity your cafe boy. I tell you, don't go soft, don't sleep on you and vote for blue. Put your ex down by the shoe for Mr. Vince and his crew. My people, just hold up and watch your dreams come true. Labour Party's the best, all other party have to rest. Labour Party, Labour, up is up. Labour with the Labour Party. Labour grande. Labour all aboard. Labour Party nicely voting them twice. Me slapping so nicely voting them twice. Labour Party nicely voting them twice. Me slapping so nicely voting them twice. What my people say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbour. Labour, 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 Labour. Take me more to pity your cafe boy. I tell you, don't go soft, don't sleep on you and vote for blue. Put your ex down by the shoe for Mr. Vince and his crew. My people, just hold up and watch your dreams come true. Labour Party's the best, all other party have to rest. Labour Party nicely voting them twice. Me slapping so nicely voting them twice. Labour Party nicely voting them twice. Me slapping so nicely voting them twice. What my people say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbour. Labour, 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 Labour. Take me more to pity your cafe boy. Labour Party is the best, no other party can contest. Opposition try their best, but they still lose the contest. Mr. Vince, the man from the roots, see how we link in with the youth. There for the young and there for the old, so they will never feel alone. Labour Party nicely voting them twice. Me slapping so nicely voting them twice. Labour Party nicely voting them twice.
not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda, all their lies and all the slander, try to mislead the people with their hate and all their evil. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. The best thing that happened to this country is Skerrit and the Labour Party. We wanna bring to bankruptcy. Now have a growth in the economy. Got a leader with endless vision, youthfulness and dedication. Suspect that things would be tight. Went to China on the next flight. Cuba and Venezuela, what a brilliant leader. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda, all the lies and the slander, try to mislead my people with their hate and evil. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. That's it. All of them forget the current people. Labour step in, they want to cause trouble. For the Carina goes had no respect. Exploiting them on the water project. Superiors from here used to work to Labour to build their seawall. Giro, they would have to back it. Water tank on Labour fix it. Whether you teach a leader, elder, must give credit to Labour. You better believe it. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved.
On
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour Party. Labour Party.
Labour.
Labour Party.
Labour
Party.
We voting the Labour Party. Is the X by the shoe for me? Who we voting?
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour Party. Labour Party.
Labour.
Labour Party. Labour Party.
We voting the Labour Party. Is the X by the shoe for me?
Labour Party. Labour Party. Labour Party. Labour Party.
You know if Labour Party dead, the whole country gonna die. We have to keep someone that know this in to keep the hope alive. We gotta keep holding on and holding strong. Just don't let it go. Cause it's the Labour Party that we need to help us get through. Who we voting?
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour Party. Labour Party.
Labour.
Labour Party. Labour Party.
We voting the Labour Party. Is the X by the shoe for me?
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour Party.
Who we voting? Who we voting? Darroux, Sylvina,
earthquake, tsunami, or hurricane, voting labor again. Yeah, cause, hey, labor rights at home and abroad. 5 more years, hey, yeah, man. The plans and policies of the Labour Party, those are things I never see. Care for the elderly and for people of this country, those are things I never see. So I'm calling on the people from the least to grandful, come with me, let us put back labor. If you want to see progress, don't give yourself stress, come with me, and let us put labor. Vote in labor, carry territory. Vote in labor, Cassie Bruce, where the lightning, thunder, sun or rain. Vote in labor again. Vote in labor again. Vote in labor again. Where the earthquake, tsunami or hurricane. Vote in labor again. Roosevelt Central, hey, labor power. Hey, yepa. The housing revolution going on in my nation, those are things I never see. A university graduate in every home, those are things I never see. The new hospital powered by geothermal, the Roosevelt Promenade and the Stock Farm Sport Complex. All this is testimony of a leader who care. Come with me, let us put back labor. Vote in labor again. Vote in labor again. Where the lightning, thunder, sun or rain. Vote in labor again. Vote in labor again. Roosevelt Valley. Vote in labor again. Roosevelt South. Where the earthquake, tsunami or hurricane. Vote in labor again. South Green. Labor rights. Wave your right. Whatever red you have in your hand. Red. Give it. Labor rights. 5 more years. Let me see your head right in the air. Give me. Labor rights. Labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerrit and labor values again. Hey. Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. A working government, you cannot ignore. 5 more years for sure. If you interested in progress, join my family.
Labor rights. Bagay show Agwape Oswea. We are red, hot, ready in South City, Grand Bay.
Labor rights. Labor rights.
Let us make sure our house is in order tonight. Rosa South, Ezola. Rosa North.
Labor values again.
Rosa Central.
Dominicans.
Sufuria constituency.
A working government.
Now when I call your name, come forward. We are about to begin. PT7.
Skerrit and Labour Party again.
And of course, the loving, the heartbeat of labor, the people of South City, Grand Bay, Esala.
Labour rights. Labour rights.
Okay, everybody's in the house, so we can now begin. We will start with the national anthem. I now invite Mrs. Justina Riviere to lead us in prayer.
Let's put ourselves in the presence of God. We can do nothing without Him, and we must put Him first in everything. Almighty and eternal Father, I come before your throne of grace. I ask God that you forgive me personally of any sin I may have committed against you. Father, I ask you to forgive the people of Grand Bay for anything that we may have done against you. I ask for your forgiveness over Dominica, oh God, Lord. I ask the Holy Spirit to guide me this day. I invite the Holy Spirit in our midst. I pray, oh God, Lord, that even as we prepare, as we start our meeting, God, that you will take full control, God. Take full control of everything that is going to be said and done. I ask, oh God, Lord, that you cover us with your precious blood. That blood that you shed on Calvary, Jesus. That blood was not shed in vain. And so, God, I invite you to cover us from the crown of our heads to the sole of our feet. I pray, oh God, Lord, for our incoming parliamentary representative, Honorable Vince Henderson. I ask you to govern him. I ask you to guide him. I ask you to give him wisdom, understanding, love, patience, and all that he requires, oh God, Lord, as he leads this constituency, God. I lift up, oh God, Lord, our Prime Minister to you, Jesus. I ask that you cover him, Jesus, wherever he is, he and his family. I lift up, oh God, Lord, all the candidates before you, those who have been already elected and those who will be elected on Tuesday. I pray, oh God, Lord, for peace in our country. I pray, oh God, Lord, that you cover every nook and cranny of this country. God, I pray against the principality of darkness. I pray, oh God, Lord, that no weapon formed against us shall ever prosper, God. I pray for peace in the hearts of those who are looking for trouble. Touch their hearts and minds, oh Jesus, Lord. I pray, oh God, Lord, that this proceeding will go swiftly and sweet. I pray at the end of it, Jesus, that we will give every voter a clear reason, Jesus, why they are supposed to vote for the Dominica Labour Party. I pray, oh God, Lord, that on Tuesday, that you cover our land from the north, the south, the east, the west. And I pray that you will guide our people, our voters, and ask them to go out and do the right thing, Jesus, Lord. For it is our democratic right. And you ask us, oh God, Lord, to select and elect leaders. And so it is in your hands. We plead your blood, and we pray, and we thank you for the success that is already there on Tuesday evening. I just ask you, God, to take full control of these proceedings. In Jesus' name I pray.
Jehovah, say it. I trust in you. In you. Say it, y'all. Oh, Lord. Jehovah.
Amen. 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 Let me say good evening again to all of you. I recognize the presence of my colleagues on stage. We are here to endorse our brother, a hard-working minister, long time serving the Dominica Labour Party and Dominica. He came to Grand Bay ready to continue and ready to build on the vision plan of our late comrade, Edward Regis. So, Shagwa Bay, are you ready tonight?
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Who we voting?
Because I am ready. I am excited to be in Grand Bay. And I know everybody here is happy to be in Labour City. Let me hear you shout. Labour! Labour!
Labour Party. Who we voting?
Blow your horn, man. You too cold. Let me hear. You were with Labour when Labour was powder. Now you in power and transforming Grand Bay. Let me feel your energy tonight. No, I feel in you. I feel in the love in South City. And so to open bats for us tonight, we have some solidarity messages. I invite Leroy Alexander.
Labour. Pleasant good evening, everyone. Protocol has been established. I stand before you as a once former Porter supporter of the United Workers' Party. However, the shift came when I noticed that this Labour Party government does not discriminate against party colours. I benefited from opportunities whilst I was still a Porter Workers supporter, and this was sufficient in my decision-making to support this present administration. Today, I'm here to pledge my full support to our PAL rep, Dr. Vince Henderson, the best man for the job. He has devoted himself to the people of Dominica. Now he is our own, Grand Bay's own, and we warmly embrace him. Vince Henderson is the ideal candidate to take this constituency to the next level. We demonstrated this during the by-election, and come December the 6th, we are going to give him a resounding victory. Hendo for Grand Bay. I thank you all.
Shall not be
Patricia Casimir to give her solidarity message. Let's hear it for Patricia.
Labor rights. Labor rights. Labor. A pleasant good evening to all the candidates that are vying for this year's election in Dominica. Our Labour Party candidates, our neighboring constituents, and our Porto Labour Party stronghold community, Grand Bay. Granbarians, Labour rights, good evening. I am elated this evening, tonight, to know that not only does our candidate for this election is someone capable for the job, a solid man, educated and well-rounded, Dr. Vince Henderson. We all in Grand Bay are in solidarity with him. We will be voting him on the 6th of December. Labor rights! Someone capable of being a great member of parliament for the beloved and most vibrant and solid Labour Party constituency in Dominica. But to be comfortable to know that Grand Bay constituency will continue to provide strong leadership, experience, knowledge, stability, and the necessary hold on. Stability necessary for the development of Dominica. That is Grand Bay. That is what we do. We are voting for the Labour Party for all of those things. Grand Bay! Dr. Vince Henderson is the guy for the job. Yes, Dr. Henderson has presented himself with his own brand of labor politics that will allow the constituents to fulfill the dream, aspirations of the late Honorable Pierre Charles, the stability of and care of Honorable Deceased John Fabian, and the plans and program of our very own, the late Honorable Edward Regis. Labor rights! We salute and honor their memories, and not forgetting our stalwart woman, the Honorable Justina Charles Rivere. We love her, and we promise that we will continue to keep the solidarity with the Labour Party on the 6th. Labour rights, Dr. Henderson, the man of the hour, a champion, a teacher at heart, a negotiator, an advocate that is well prepared to provide a modern and personal brand of leadership to our people of the Grand Bay constituency. Labor rights! We want the best, and we deserve the best possible leader to help us develop the dynamic Dominica that the Honorable Prime Minister, beloved Roosevelt Skerrit, has intended for us. Labor rights! Dr. Henderson, as humble and unassuming as he may look, represents us for the pride and promise of labor in Grand Bay, for which many of you may have doubt about what he intends to do and contribute to the development of the South. But let me tell you, Dr. Henderson is an educated man. He is dedicated to the significant portion of his life. He has dedicated a significant portion of his life to ensure that he is prepared for the task ahead as our parliamentary representative. He is trained by law. He is Parliament and training in law and policies. That will serve us as a model for many parliamentary representatives across the world and in the Caribbean region. Dr. Henderson is an experienced man, having served in a wide range of ministries, from housing and planning in his earlier days as a young politician, in agriculture, fisheries, and in environment, that the minister and other Minister of Education, Human Resource, Sports, and Youth Affairs. In the last 9 years of his as a Minister of Foreign Affairs, Labor and Immigration in December of 2009. Dr. Vince Henderson has international connections, having been engaged at international level. This will serve to benefit the constituency and Dominica by extension. His service as an ambassador in the United Nations and also an ambassador in the USA has brought great benefit to Dominica. He has helped the world to know and respect us as a country, and he will bring this respect to us, the constituency of Granby. For me, everyone knows the kind of person that I was, and I am very proud today to say that with the experience and the positive impact that he has done in my life since, I am a different person. Dr. Henderson has become our parliamentary representative last year, and he will become our parliamentary representative on the 6th of December 2022. Dr. Henderson is knowledgeable to the task to build a dynamic Dominica. He has begun and it requires a strong focus as a parliamentary representative, filled with men and women that are knowledgeable about the challenges that we face as individuals, as families, as villagers, and as a country in this world today. This knowledge is key to ensure that the platform the Dominican Labour Party government has set over the past 22 years is not ignored by immatures, by the selfishness of individuals who want only popularity to be noticed, and who have absolutely nothing to offer for the development of our country. We stand in solidarity with our Dr. Vince Henderson, and as a humble man above all, nous connaît vive. Dominican Labour Party is a party that encourages us, that will give us all what we need. Dr. Henderson is a humble man, and we ourselves as Granbarians will stand in solidarity with him on the 6th of December 2022. So we are going out in large numbers to support Dr. Vince Henderson. Labour rights!
Yes, Labour rights, we're moving forward. I now call Ashma Albert to address us.
Labor, 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 labor. Tell that to your neighbor. Labor, 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 labor. Take me more to pity your cafe boy.
A pleasant good evening to the Prime Minister, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, Honorable Vince Henderson, and the candidate of the Labour Party. Good evening, all. The stage has been set and protocol has been established. This short solidarity message is not able to sufficiently describe the excellence of our beloved parliamentarian representative, the Honorable Vince Henderson. He has smoothly transitioned to become a fellow Granbarian. He is our treasured possession, and we appreciate him. He belongs right here in Granby, and yes, he is ours. Mr. Henderson has all the essential qualities of a good parlor. He has a magnetic and warm personality. He welcomes everyone and is willing to work with anyone. He strives endlessly to serve and help others. The needs of the people has been given top priority in the mind and vision of our honorable parliament. Though some of the needs are monumental and seemingly endless, our parliament has worked hard to meet as many needs as possible. Nonetheless, we know that he will continue to do his best to represent and assist the people of Granby. It is worth noting that Dr. Henderson is very intelligent, hardworking, and a distinguished man with immense ambition and a vision for the future of our community. He is kind, compassionate, selfless, and humble. He deeply cares about the continued progress and development of Granby constituency. And this is exactly what we need. Therefore, we wholeheartedly endorse him this evening. With excellent candidates like our beloved Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Labour is still the best choice. Thank you.
Labour, 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 tell that to your neighbor. Labour, Labour, Labour.
Who is still the best choice for Dominica? Who is still the best choice for Dominica? Blow your hands!
My PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
My fellow Laborites, Dominicans, I now invite the Grand Pal Rep. The era in Roosevelt South has already started with Shakira, Lockhart, Hippolyte. Let us put our hands together for the Grand Pal Rep.
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party.
Granby Ezola. Granby Ezola. Labour. Granby is too quiet for me this evening. Let me hear your horn.
Shall not be, shall not be, shall not be, shall not be.
Thank you very much, brothers and sisters from Granby. I bid you greetings from the Roosevelt South constituency. And for this election, on December 6th, this Dominica Labour Party will be taking the entire South. Labour! Because Soufriere has already said that it is in the bag, brothers and sisters. Soufriere, let me hear you! Rosa South has said that Shecky is doing it again and again and again. Petit Savan is already in government, brothers and sisters. And Jacques Grabe is saying to me tonight that they are sticking with Hendo. Granby, let me hear you. Granby, you have an excellent candidate in Vince Henderson. A person that is well-rounded. A person that came in a time when Granby was going through a trial, brothers and sisters. Vince Henderson came in at a time when we lost our dear brother and friend, Honorable Ed Regis. Vince did not think twice to represent the people of Granby. And tonight, I want to applaud the people of Granby for embracing Vince Henderson. Labour! Now, I met Honorable Henderson when I was a candidate in the 2019 general election. And he's one who is always giving very sound advice. He's someone who wants to see the upliftment of people.
And I have watched Honorable Henderson, though he's been wearing many caps, because Vince has represented Dominica on the international scene. Vince has represented Dominica regionally. Vince has also represented the people of St. Joseph. And now he's here in Grand Bay to give you his all brothers and sisters. Labor! And I can tell you this evening that for the very short time that Vince Henderson has been your parliamentary representative, he has not disappointed you. I have sat in cabinet with Vince, and because I'm the parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and Small Business, Vince is always advocating on your behalf. He always speaks about Matutu's Park and its development. Vince is always advocating for the small business owners in Grand Bay. And I know that many of you have gotten assistance through the efforts of Honorable Vince Henderson. Labor! So that is the type of representation that Grand Bay needs and Grand Bay deserves. In the by-election in Grand Bay, there was an independent candidate who ran against Honorable Henderson. And what happened to him? He lost his deposit. So this time around, brothers and sisters, the people of Grand Bay, I want you to ensure that whoever goes against Honorable Vince Henderson loses their deposit. Labor! I want you to come out in your large numbers. All of us here know that Grand Bay is the pulse of labor. And I want to feel the pulse of Grand Bay on voting day. And how I can feel the pulse of Grand Bay is if you vote enormously, handsomely, and put that X by the shoe by Honorable Vince Henderson. Labor! Now, these past 2.5 years were very difficult and trying times for the Dominica Labour Party government. Over $100 million was spent fighting COVID-19. But notwithstanding the challenges that we as a government face, the people of Grand Bay and the entire Dominica has not been left behind. I drove up to Grand Bay this evening, and I am so impressed with your road network. That is the work of a working government. Labour!
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party.
I remember the Honorable Ed Regis in cabinet advocating on your behalf for the housing needs of Grand Bay. And we have seen the fruits of his labor. And now, Honorable Vince Henderson is here. He has come in. And the work on the housing has continued. And I see so many houses going up in Grand Bay today for the people of Grand Bay. Labor!
Labor! Labor! Labor! Labor! Labor!
Notwithstanding the challenges, we were still able to assist you with small business. We were still able to increase our NEP staff, brothers and sisters. No one from the public service was sent home, although the country was under lockdown. Brothers and sisters, you have seen this government go through so much trials and tribulations. And this leadership of our party, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has called for a national reset. And this national reset would mean that we have overcome so many challenges, now it's time for us to move forward, to shoot forward, brothers and sisters. And we are progressing in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Labor! And I can assure you tonight that Grand Bay has been good to Labour, and Labour will definitely be good to Grand Bay, brothers and sisters. So I want to urge you, the people of Grand Bay, to go out early and vote. Don't sit at your homes and say that Vince has won already. When you're leaving home, bring your family members with you, those who are eligible to vote. Bring the entire family and go out early and vote. We have to ensure that we exercise our democratic right to vote. Our forefathers, brothers and sisters, fought for us, fought for the right for us to vote. And we must go out and exercise our democratic right. Grand Bay, let me hear you one more time. Jagrabe, wake up, Grand Bay! Wake up! So, brothers and sisters, we are moving forward. Forward ever! Forward ever! Forward ever! One love, brothers and sisters. God's blessings upon you. Labor! Labor! Labor!
We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the water.
Labor rights, are you ready for December 6th? Where are you putting that tikwa? I want to hear you. The next batsman was the best chief fisheries officer in Dominica and is now the new parliamentary representative for the Petit Savan constituency. Put your hand together for Jolan Defoe.
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Labour Party. Labour.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, let me acknowledge the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, political leader and Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. He is not currently sitting here tonight, but as you know, there is an event in Salibia, and by now he is well on his way. So let us pray for his safe journey and passage as he makes his way to Grand Bay, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Kenneth Darroux, former parliamentary representative of the beloved Petit Savan constituency. Honorable Shakira Lockhart from the Roosevelt South constituency. Our new MC, I was very surprised tonight, the Honorable Dennis Charles from also my adopted constituency, the Soufriere constituency, where I am so beloved by so many. Mrs. Justina Charles Riviere, who graced us with her prayer. Honorable Ian Douglas, a powerhouse of the Dominican Labour Party. Honorable Douglas should be somewhere around, although he's not sitting here right now. Oh, Honorable Douglas is right here. Sorry. Constituents of the Petit Savan constituency. Constituents of the Grobre constituency. And any other constituency which I have not identified. Welcome to Lale, Grand Bay. I am indeed honored to have the privilege to be invited to speak on the platform tonight to mark the endorsement of the candidate for the Grand Bay constituency. I describe it as an honor because those of us who know some history of the Dominican Labour Party would immediately understand what I am talking about. The Grand Bay constituency have devotedly voted and supported the Dominica Labour Party since 1985, during which time Labour had only 5 seats in Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, such loyalty from a people over such a long period of time deserves to be rewarded, and the Grand Bay constituency is deserving of more than a fair share of any development projects under the Dominica Labour Party government, be it infrastructure, social, or cultural development. In the past weeks, plans were announced for Grand Bay from other candidates, such as the Honorable Dennis Charles, to develop the Matutus Park in Highland. Additional housing for single parents and vulnerable families, completion of works on the Geneva playing field, the Lubia to Grand Bay Road Project Phase 1 and Phase 2 up to Bagatelle, including other initiatives ongoing and planned. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot speak about the Grand Bay constituency without the Petit Savane constituency being included in the same sentence or conversation, because these two constituencies thrive on each other for economic growth through patronage of social events, sports, religions, and cultural exchange. Therefore, a Grand Bay constituency that is prosperous, developed, and economically and socially stable will automatically be reflected in the Petit Savane constituency. In very simple terms, when people in Grand Bay constituency have money, rest assured all businesses in the South will receive a fair share, because the strong history of Grand Bay constituents in supporting and patronizing events throughout the Petit Savane constituency, be it entertainment, domino, sports, and even pastimes like bingo. Most importantly, the Grand Bay constituency is a major market for goods and services for the people of the Petit Savane constituency, for commodities and services such as construction, skilled labor, agricultural products, and especially fish from Fonseca and Stowe area. This is why I will emphasize again, a strong Grand Bay constituency in all regards is a stronger Petit Savane constituency. Therefore, I will work very closely with the candidate, Dr. Vince Henderson, when he's elected on December 6th as parliamentary representative for the Grand Bay constituency, on projects that are of mutual benefits to both constituencies. Ongoing now is the Resilient Housing in Center, which will also house one of the most loyal Labour Party community in Dominica, which is the Dubic community, which is almost and perhaps by now 100% Labour. I do not believe there is any other Labour community in Dominica that can come close to this record of being 100% Labour. Nowhere else in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. Together, we must ensure that they are given first priority and that they are properly resettled to unite this dispersed community once more in the new housing settlement. The Lubia to Grand Bay Phase 1 Road Rehabilitation Project and Improvement Project will significantly enhance our driving experience to and from our communities. And I heard Shakira just mention just a short while ago about her experience. But she have not seen anything yet, and she needs to drive that road when the new improvement project is completed. The start of this project is vitally important for both of us as representatives, not only for the improvement of the road network, but for job opportunities during the implementation. Together, we will join forces to ensure that this project can commence as soon as possible, and that the people and service providers in both constituencies receive a fair share of the benefits. Even before any knowledge of general elections, or even if I had the idea of me being actively engaged in politics, together, Vince, including my former pal rep, Dr. Darroux, we had already started the process of negotiation with a friendly government for a modern fishing facility in the Southern District to serve both of our constituencies. Fishing has traditionally been associated with Fonseca. But Petit Savan and Granby also have a history in fishing as a livelihood. Fishing is now a highly respected occupation with the capacity to create much more job opportunities for the youth in the South, and at the same time ensuring the country's food security and provision of nutritious food source. Anyhow, tonight the spotlight is on Dr. Vince Henderson. I am wholeheartedly throwing my support and I endorse the candidacy of Dr. Vince Henderson for the Granby constituency on behalf of the Petit Savan constituency. A candidate with a wealth of experience in governance and government, and is well known to be the focal point in our geothermal energy development, including the nation's aim to achieve 100% renewable energy. On November 25th, 2021, Dr. Henderson was elected in a by-election due to the untimely and unfortunate passing of the beloved Mr. Edward M. Regis, the former PAL rep for Granby. He is experienced enough to account and explain his achievements and any shortcomings during his time in office. However, I will say to you, my dear people, any logical thinking person would agree that 1 year in office is a very short time to accomplish whatever targets that were set during the by-election. And I ask the people of the Granby constituency that we be reasonable in our assessments of Dr. Henderson and his accomplishments. Notwithstanding, I am asking the Granby constituency to throw their full support behind Dr. Vince Henderson, because a win is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. Just a win is not enough. We need a massive turnout to solidify the legitimacy of this general election, to remove all doubts about the power of the Dominica Labour Party. At Viecas a few days ago, the Prime Minister said Dominicans should just vote like the Viecas constituency. But with the utmost respect to the PM, I would like to say tonight and add that for Dominicans to go out and vote like the Granby and Petit Savan constituency. Because in Granby and the Petit Savan constituency, we have a long proven loyalty time and time again and voted the Dominica Labour Party. Ladies and gentlemen, with these few words, I would like to say thank you and God bless every one of you, especially my constituents from the Petit Savan constituency who have journeyed with me throughout this campaign and provided their full support for me after every event, as we ourselves have turned out in large numbers to support all our fellow candidates. Thank you very much and good night.
Shall not be moved, just like the trees that planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved.
Yo! Whoa! Check. What the Labour crew? That's what I will see. Why? Take a jump now. Jump. I tell you, full of Labour energy. That's what I will see in the building. Why? Run it on. I said me red and hot. We go to the Labour Party. He's right about now. We need to show some Labour energy, right? Representing Vince Henderson for Granby. So we can show them how we winning and how we doing it in Granby, alright? Let's go. Flip, bring it in. That's what I win see. We got to watch up right now. Yes, my brother. Let me see some energy right there. Why? Let's go. 1, 2. Let's go. Jump. Why? I say me red and hot. We go to the Labour Party. I say me red and hot. We go to the Labour Party. We go to the expedition. Why? Expedition. Why? We go to the expedition. Hey, let me see the Vince more side here. Vince, welcome me. Why? I say Vince, welcome me. Hey, Vince, welcome welcome me. Let me see the boss right in the air. Let me see the boss right in the air. Why? Please welcome me. Hey, I say, please welcome me. Please welcome me. I tell you, please welcome me. I say me red and hot. We vote in the Labour Party. We vote in the Labour Party. I say we red and hot. We vote in the Labour Party. Boy. Let's go. I represent the Roosevelt song. We're going to this Shakira one time. We represent it. Let me hear the horn. Shakira. I say, and you Eva. We Shakira. And you Eva. Let me go Shakira. And you Eva. We Shakira. And you Eva. Let me go Shakira. We're making it massive. You know already. Shakira. Come on, be not ready. When it's super massive. When it's super massive. Yow! I tell you, what is you? What is you? What is you? Come on, and put up. What is you? What is you? Let me see some energy. Why? Come on. Representing Beans. I come in again. Your man. Beans, come from me. I said, Beans, come from me. Beans, come from me. We want to Beans, come from me. Boy, they can't hit. That's it. Boy, let me see all this right now. We're going to take a drop. Boy, I said, we doing this again. We doing this again. I say we doing this again. We voting red again. Yo, I swear we ready. Yeah, man, that's what Owen in the building. We got Vince Henderson one time. I see that's some Vince Henderson poster there. Because maybe political. We got the Joseph Rose Essential, alright? Yeah, man, we got the Joseph Rose Essential. When they say we ready, all the posters, all the red horns, we got put in here. Alright? And it goes like this. I say we ready. We ready. We red. And we red. Beautifully. Boy. I don't think this will be enough right now. We doing this again. I say we doing this again. Are you ready? It goes like this. I say we ready. Boy, I said Labour power, ready at any hour. I tell you red for sure. We vote in Labour for the red hour. 21. We doing it again. We doing it again. We doing it again. Wait. Break your drum right now. Wait.
DJ Blaze,
Yeah.
you got the beats.
I said Labour, power. Labour, wow. Labour,
tonight we have the best and the best. We had the new PAL rep for Piddy Savan. And now we have the former PAL rep for the Piddy Savan constituency. Honorable Kenneth Darroux, put your hands together for one of the most hard-working PAL reps and Minister of Government, Dr. Darroux.
Janguabe, Mr. Mimoun, labor rights. It feels good to be in Grand Bay this evening. In fact, I'm at home in Grand Bay because this is a community that showed me love and also gave me love for the past 20 years where I lived and worked right here in Grand Bay, ladies and gentlemen. And the Grand Bay people I know are some of the most loyal and loving people in Dominica. In fact, if I had a choice, I would have continued living in Grand Bay, my dear friends. Me, Moon, Alalia, Oswella. Ladies and gentlemen, labor rights, let me of course recognize the PAL rep for the Piddy Savan constituency. Your PAL rep, Jati Savan, Piddy Savan constituent. Your PAL rep, my PAL rep, and I'm sure after hearing Julian tonight, you will all agree with me that Julian was born for this, and Julian is ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to represent the Piddy Savan people in the Parliament of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, labor rights, I am here tonight, I'm going to be very short tonight, in solidarity with my friend and my brother, Dr. Vince Henderson. A friend and brother that I have known for the past 20 years. And I have no doubt, I have absolutely no doubt that come December 6th, that you, the wonderful people of the Grand Bay constituency, from Backstreet, from Morton, from Highland, Lale, Lawide, everywhere, that you are going to re-elect Dr. Vince Henderson back to the Parliament of Dominica come December 6th, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, rest assured that the Dominica Labour Party is going to form the next government. We already have 6 seats declared for the Dominica Labour Party, 6 seats. In fact, I'm not even sure why not 7, because Grand Bay is also already declared, ladies and gentlemen, for the Dominica Labour Party. It's already a foregone conclusion. In fact, is there any opponent on the ballot paper for the Grand Bay election? Makatan Kotio Oyo. And whilst Vince did not receive a letter from His Excellency the President declaring him the duly elected member of Parliament on nomination day, we know that Vince has already won the Grand Bay seat again, ladies and gentlemen. But we should not sit on our laurels. We should not take that for granted. We need you to show up to vote on December 6th. Please do not be complacent and say that Vince already win or say that Labour win already. No, because we know that the opposition United Workers' Party, as we speak, they are regretting not participating in the elections. Some of their supporters and their membership are saying that they should have participated. Now, that being said, they are going to do everything possible to ensure that the December 6th election appears to not be a valid one in the eyes of Dominicans and also the international community. So we need you to go up to vote. They are hoping that just a few of you go up to vote and they can now plead their case to say, you see, Dominicans didn't want Labour. It's just because it's one candidate that was on the ballot, they ended up voting for them. So we would like Dr. Henderson, we would like Vince to win by a much bigger majority come December 6th, ladies and gentlemen. Do not stay home. We have also heard rumors of the planning events tomorrow, Monday, and even on election day, that they are going to form what they call human walls to prevent you from voting. Ladies and gentlemen, the right to vote is a very sacred one, ladies and gentlemen. People have died, people have fought for their rights to vote. So nobody, Pearson, Packer, or Peshazor, alley vote on December 6th, gentlemen. That is next Tuesday. So please show up to vote. Labor rights, especially my friends from Granby, as I said, I'm from Granby, Bousse-Jagouabe, lived, worked there for a long time. I have been with some of you for the past time, during the by-election, the past couple of weeks, and you have indicated to me your satisfaction with the Dominica Labour Party. You have also stated to me your satisfaction with your parliamentary representative and candidate, Dr. Vince Henderson. We have also taken note of some of the things that you need done and some of the things that you need to see improved, ladies and gentlemen. And come December 6th, December 7th, my friend and brother Vince Henderson will surely put his shoulders to the wheel and start delivering to the people of Granby, ladies and gentlemen. My brother, Mr. Defoe, spoke about some of the projects that carried for the South. And when we talk about the South, we talk about P7 and Granby, because these two constituencies are joined at the hip, ladies and gentlemen. He spoke about the fisheries complex, a project that I've wanted to see done ever since I became padre, but circumstances did not allow. But I'm pretty confident that with Dr. Vin Henderson and Mr. Defoe working with him, that in the near future, that the fisheries complex at Stowe will be built, ladies and gentlemen. He also spoke about the Loubier to Granby Road or Loubier to Bagatelle Road story. Again, a project you've heard a lot about. Conceptualized things tropical storm Erika. But then came Maria and things changed. And as we've done many times before, we lament the protracted processes when these international communities, these international organizations and countries provide funds. A lot of processes. But we are nearing the start of this long-awaited road, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I said, I was going to be very brief. Come December 6th, when the ballots are counted, like we've done for the past many elections or so, Jean Guabe, Jean Tissavan, the P7 constituency, will be waiting for you at the PHL Secondary School Junction, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be joining our sisters, Dennis Charles at the Loubier Junction, and then Shakira at Newtown. And then we go in and line wherever it is the big party is on the night of December 6th, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm confident that the entire southern belt of Granby, P7, Soufriere, and Rosa South will remain red with Labour, ladies and gentlemen. I know my partner Ian is going to talk about the power of the North, and the North being red Labour and Labour powerhouse. Come December 6th, we are going to show them that the South is now the powerhouse and the motorhouse of Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen. Because we know in the South, from Rosa South all the way to P7, that Labour is not just still a choice, ladies and gentlemen. Labour Party is the only choice, just like Dr. Vin Henderson is the only choice here for you in Granby. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
It's my PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour still the best choice.
Who is still the best choice?
PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best.
I now invite to address you a formidable woman, a Labour stalwart, the former parliamentary representative of the Granby constituency. Put your hand together for prayer warrior, a mama, Justina Riviere.
We shall not be, we shall not be no bad. We shall not be, we shall not be no left like a tree that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be.
Pleasant good night to everybody. I am elated to be there. I'm happy to be part of this party. I am happy to give my full support. Honorable Vince, I want to apologize. I was not there for the by-election, but I'm so happy to be here this time. Let me call our people from Tetmon. Are you there? Yes, I can see them. Tetmon, Gaza, and all the little Picodo and all the little hole. I can see them. Montine, are you there? Powell, are you here? Powell and Howard, Powell and Ba, are you there? Powell. Ugly, are you there in the house, Ugly? Grand Colibri, are you there? Let me hear you, Grand Colibri. Lale, are we there? La we there, yeah, that is back straight.
Just like the trees that planted by the waters, never partition nothing.
Mabouche, are you there? Are you in the house, Mabouche? Highland, are you there? People from Highland. Geneva House, Eskizole. Bolom, Nabolom, Bolom, are we there? Palapak, are you there? Palapak, are you there? Felicite, are you there? And here am I from Center. Where are we, Center? Yes, we there. That is the Grand Bay constituency. I want to welcome all of you to this paradise, this sweet community, Grand Bay. I want to say to you, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm happy to be here with you. Let me say to you, this election is no joke. This election is no joke. I think some of us take it for granted and we're taking it lightly. I think this is an election we have to send a clear message. A clear message to opposition, whether independent, whether half-dependent, whether, I'm not sure, totally dependent, but we have to send a clear message. A clear message to any opposing force of the Dominica Labour Party. We need to send a clear message in the region and in the international community that Labour still the party of choice in Dominica. We can only send that clear message one way. One way we can send that clear message. It is good to come out here and to scream and shout, but the clear message can only be sent out on the night of the 6th of December. And the night of the 6th of December, we want to make sure that Honorable Vince Henderson has surpassed his number of last election. We want to make sure that we go out and vote. We want to make sure that we go out very early and vote so that we can pass and pick up all those that are missing by 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And then we put our little champagne on the fridge and we are waiting patiently for our victory because we know it is certain by God's grace. But my dear people, you know, one of the things, sometimes I feel a little despondent. Sometimes I feel a little despondent. And I'm speaking there to all laborites across the country. All of us here and all of us listening. The reason being, I am not sure if we said labor is the only choice. It's not the choice for now, it's the only choice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a little, I don't know if it's emotional, but I pray not. But let us look at Dominica over the past few years, people of Dominica. Let us look at what has happened in this country, where we were and where we are right now. I will not call them out. Let us just look well at housing. Let us look at our road infrastructure. Let us look at all the various developments, water, name it. I cannot name. It's just too many. But I just want us to sit down and think. Think of all the social programs this Labour Party has put in place. All of the programs and policies of this party that has touched every life in Dominica. No man, and I dare say, the person standing out there or out of Grand Bay who can tell me that the work of the Labour Party has not touched their life, tell them I say to face me. And I have an answer for them. Tell them to face me. Because this Labour Party has touched red, yellow, blue, pink, purple, every man jack in one way or another. Every man jack.
We shall not be.
And when you want to tell me, and let me tell you that, we are in an economic world, I'm not sure how to describe it. The economic situation across the world is not easy and it is not nice. And so do not think that Dominica is immune to that. It is not nice across the world. Everywhere in the world, people are bawling because of economic pressure. Not just Dominica. Yet amidst all of that, the Labour Party administration is trying their very best to make sure that we can keep our people afloat. And yet still, some people are still questioning what has Labour done. Labour has not touched me. And the person, one thing I say, I want to remind you of 1 Thessalonians 5:16. Read it when you go home. The Lord has asked us to be thankful in everything. Be thankful in everything. As small as it may be, say thank you. And even when it does not look too good, say thank you, because he has a better plan for you. Some of us are too ungrateful. We are just too ungrateful. I'm sorry to say it. I cannot find better words to say it than to say that. But I say to you, be very careful. God does not like ugly. That's how we say it. God does not like ugly. And I say to the people of Dominica, and I want to remind us, even in Grand Bay, Honorable Vince Henderson has been there for just a little above 1 year. Just a little above 1 year. I spent 10 years. 10 years. And so I know within those 10 years, what I did, the money did not come from my pocket. It did not come from me personally. It is the Dominica Labour Party that made it available for the development. I was a servant of the Dominica Labour Party working for the people of Grand Bay. So let us not forget. Let us not forget how our road network was. Yes, some work was done before, but a lot of work was done on roads in Grand Bay during my 10 years. Bodio, Tetmon, Pigodo, Mob, Grand Bay, Highland, Mopo, everywhere we touched. We touched. Housing, just name it. Small business, all the programs, all the social programs. We benefited from in this constituency. So let me tell While I'm saying to you all, be very careful, for ungratefulness will have its reward. Ungratefulness will have its reward. Across the Dominica, I'm sending the message. And I want to say to us, let us make sure that on the 6th of December, we go out. And we are not going out alone, because we are not the only ones benefiting. We are going to take our children. We are going to take our mothers. We are going to take our fathers. We are going to take our cousins, our sister, our nene, our power, because we know the impact the Dominica Labour Party has had on their lives. So we are going to pull all of them to come out and vote. Because I tell you, we are still lucky. And let me tell you that this God, we must not take him for granted. This God does things in such a way. You all are lucky that Dominica Labour Party will continue its program, because we do not have an opposition. And I do not want anybody to blame the Honorable Prime Minister and the government of Dominica for what is happening. When you see the workers and the opposition speak to you, tell them to point their fingers on their leaders. They are lazy leaders. They are lazy leaders when they did not have a ministry to take care of. They're not taking care of the constituents that vote for them. They are sitting, walking around Roseau, and say they're walking around Roseau for peace. It has no rebound on them. Tell them, be very careful. Be very careful with their evil ways, for prayer and God is greater than them. Tell them, be careful. They thought when they did it, it was going to go through. But it has not rebound on them. And it has disintegrated the party to their death. To their death. I'm not sure they can ever rise again. They have disappointed their own supporters. They have disappointed their own supporters. And that is why a lot of their supporters are now coming on board to meet Labour, because that is the only serious and sure party in Dominica.
It's my PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your lies. Labour still the best choice.
Let me say to you, I do not want to be any longer. But let me say to you, Honorable Vince Henderson, I want to stand and endorse him. I remembered when they were selecting Honorable Vince as our candidate, I was called. And I thought, at the time, I knew what was happening in Grand Bay very well. And I thought this was the best thing that we could have done. Yes, because we knew what was happening in Grand Bay. And all we need, when you vote Honorable Henderson, we need to have you to work with him and not against him. Work with him, for him, not against him. Honorable Vince Henderson could have been out somewhere else, still as an ambassador, because we know the Dominica Labour Party takes care of its people. But he chose to come, and he chose to come and represent us. And let me tell you that Grand Bay is not new to him. I remembered when I was living, just there I was living, right? And Vince would come up, have discussions with my husband. In every meetings they were there, discussing politics, discussing how to develop Grand Bay and Dominica by extension. So Grand Bay was not new to him. And we know he have relatives there. We're not going back there. Okay? And we know that Vince has the ability. He has the capability. He is intelligent. He is clear on what he wants for the constituency. All we need to do is to give him the chance. I think we are expecting too much in too short space of time. That is what is happening. And let me say to you all, I always say, if the Labour Party did not have to touch the individual lives, and we must be careful, I think we would have seen greater infrastructural development. And it's because the Labour Party is interested in individual development. That is why sometimes we have to set some things at the back. Be very careful what we say and what we do. all I want to encourage us to do is on the day of the 6th of December. I'm sorry, I will be running this ground on Tuesday like a hawk. I will be running this ground like a hawk. And just prepare to see me in front all those. Because I know what has happened in Grand Bay. Probably some may go and hide. I know. So I will be looking for you. And as Fathead D, Fathead has something saying, I love this boy. Fathead has something saying, Super Hale cannot paga de pulo. I love that. I love that. Scratch my back and I will scratch your back. We must not be ungrateful. And so I want to encourage us on the 6th of December, go out and vote. Go out early. Vote for the issue. And one of the things I want you to do, the final thing, make sure you take your time and make your cross. If you have somebody who is trembling, they can decide to ask them to allow you to do it. Because one of the things they want us to do is to spoil our ballot. So teach them how we know how to make an X by the shoe. So take your time, look between the two lines, and make your nice little X by the shoe. Close it and go at your home and let us wait for the victory. Because we know it is certain. So Honorable Vince Henderson, I want to say to you, you have my full support, undivided support. You have it from now until the next general election, once it is by God's will and by the grace of God. Labor!
We shall not be moved, just like the trees that planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved. Shall
Labor! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to the stalwarts of the Dominica Labour Party from the Grand Bay constituency. Put your hands together for all the stalwarts of the Dominica Labour Party from Grand Bay. It is always a pleasure for me to be here in Grand Bay to speak to you. When I'm in Grand Bay, I feel as if I am in the Portsmouth constituency. Because I feel the energy, the labor energy that I feel in Portsmouth, I feel the same way in the Grand Bay constituency, brothers and sisters. And I want to tell you how appreciative we are of your support over the years for the Dominica Labour Party. Brothers and sisters, whenever I come to Grand Bay to speak, I remember stalwarts like Pierre Charles. Pierre Charles was a stalwart of the Dominica Labour Party. Pierre gave his life for Grand Bay and for Dominica. And Pierre will go down in history as one of the greatest supporters, one of the greatest leaders, one of the greatest men of the Dominica Labour Party. Because Pierre sacrificed his life for Dominica. Pierre, as the leader of the country at the most difficult time in Dominica's history, when United Workers' Party had plunged Dominica into a fiscal crisis, brothers and sisters, into an economic precipice. The country was literally bankrupt when we came to power in 2000. And before long, in 8 months, we lost our Prime Minister, Roosevelt Douglas, brothers and sisters. And Pierre took the helm. And there were some hard decisions that we had to take to bring Dominica back on track. And it was Pierre who led the charge, brothers and sisters. And that he sacrificed his life for. And then came Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, brothers and sisters, who took the helm in the country. At the time, brothers and sisters, and I told you, Dominica was in a fiscal and economic crisis because of the mismanagement of the United Workers' Party. And I must go back to those times because there are a lot of young people voting today and they did not know of the damage that was caused to this country by the United Workers' Party. Brothers and sisters, they ruined the country. And if you think that this present United Workers' Party, brothers and sisters, is worse than the United Workers' Party of 1995 to 2000, brothers and sisters, you cannot tell me that you're a serious political party and you cannot put a slate of candidates together to run an election. Brothers and sisters, in 1999, when Edison James called a snap election, he was in Point Milat looking at the sun on the 1st of January 2000. The Labour Party put together 21 solid candidates, brothers and sisters, and we won the 2000 general elections, brothers and sisters, because we were always a serious political party. You cannot tell me, brothers and sisters, that Lennox Linton resigned as leader of his party 2 months before a delegates conference, brothers and sisters. Who does that to their political party? 2 months before you go to a delegates conference to choose a new leader, you abandon your party. If you cannot stand up and lead a political party, you cannot go into government and lead a country, brothers and sisters. And I don't care what they call themselves, whether they call themselves independent candidates or whether it is United Workers' Party, it is the same opposition, brothers and sisters. Be very aware of that and be very careful. How can you, brothers and sisters, leave a dynamic man like Dr. Vince Henderson, brothers and sisters, and go and vote for Henry Shillingford? Tell me, Henry Shillingford is just an educated version of handbag, brothers and sisters. There is no difference between Henry Shillingford and handbag. The only thing is Henry Shillingford went to school and handbag did not, brothers and sisters. But any person from Grand Bay looking to go and put an X by Henry Shillingford name, I guarantee you that within 6 months, Henry Shillingford will embarrass the constituency of Grand Bay. Brothers and sisters, political representation is serious business. And you have one of the best parliamentary representatives, one of the best politicians in Dominica today is Dr. the Honorable Vince Henderson, brothers and sisters. And I know Vince. Vince and myself went to school together. We went to Suffolk together, brothers and sisters, sixth form college, as it then was. Vince and myself was in the Dominica Scout movement together. Vince grew up from humble beginnings, brothers and sisters. Vince know what it is to work hard and to sacrifice. Vince have always been serving people, brothers and sisters. And Vince is one of the most capable, competent, and qualified parliamentary representatives in Dominica today, brothers and sisters. Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit is in a class of his own. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit is special and unique. But God forbid, if Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit were to retire from politics tomorrow morning, Dr. the Honorable Vince Henderson can walk into the position as Prime Minister of this country and leader of the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters. That is the caliber of candidate that you have. That is the qualified, competent person that you have. I served with Vince in the cabinet, brothers and sisters. I worked with Vince in 1999 when we were looking for candidates to run for the Dominica Labour Party. When Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, well, he wasn't doctor yet, he was Roosevelt Skerrit at the time, teaching at the college, decided to run for the Vickers constituency. And we were looking for a candidate for the St. Joseph constituency. Vince Henderson was on his way to university, brothers and sisters. He was going to study to do his master's and his PhD. And he gave all that up. And he came back to Dominica to serve his people. Dr. Vince Henderson has served in every capacity of government in this country, brothers and sisters. Dr. Vince Henderson is well known internationally. He is well respected internationally, brothers and sisters. You can send Dr. Henderson to the United Nations, they will know him there. You can send him to the Organization of American States, they know him there, brothers and sisters. You can send Dr. Henderson to China, they know him there. That is the caliber of the candidate that you have in Dr. Vince Henderson. If Dominica is to succeed at geothermal energy in the next couple of years, it is because of the hard work, the tenacity, the discipline, the foresight, brothers and sisters, of Dr. Vince Henderson. That is the caliber of candidate you have representing you in the Grand Bay constituency. And I am not just talking to laborites. I want to talk to every single voter in the Grand Bay constituency. Vote for Grand Bay. Vote for the development of Grand Bay. Vote for the future of Grand Bay. Vote for the future of your children, brothers and sisters. You have one of the best politicians in Dominica today as your parliamentary representative, brothers and sisters, in Dr. Vince Henderson. And the Dominica Labour Party is the only party ready to take Dominica into the next 5 years. Brothers and sisters, you see, we have the plans. Look at what we are doing in center right now in the housing, modern housing in center, which will be given to the people of this constituency free of charge, brothers and sisters. Houses that cost $400,000 and $500,000 each. The Dominica Labour Party will be giving you keys to your new home free of charge. And that is not no empty promise. That is not no empty promise, brothers and sisters. Look at after Tropical Storm Erica, when Petit Savan was destroyed by Tropical Storm Erica, brothers and sisters. Look at what we have created in Bellevue Chope today. We have created an entire village for the people of Bellevue, of Petit Savan, brothers and sisters, who lost their homes in Tropical Storm Erica. It is only the Dominica Labour Party that can do that for you, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, look at how Dominica was devastated after Hurricane Maria. Everybody said it would take this government 20 years to build back the country. 5 years later, look around and see the kind of development. Homes were rehabilitated and repaired. Roofs were rehabilitated and repaired, brothers and sisters. New homes built all over the country, brothers and sisters. Only the Dominica Labour Party could make this possible in Dominica today. Look at the NEP. You know what the UWP have said about the NEP. They said if they come to power, every single person on the NEP would go home. They would send you home, brothers and sisters. When you go to the polls on Tuesday, remember that, brothers and sisters. They called our elderly greedy. That is how they refer to our elderly, brothers and sisters. People who have worked in our communities as bakers, seamstresses, have their garden, fishermen, providing food, shopkeepers who didn't work for government and cannot receive Social Security. This government created a facility whereby they can get $300 every month. And the Prime Minister has said that that will be increased in January, brothers and sisters. That is the work of the Dominica Labour Party. Only Labour Party can do that for you. And our social programs. If the Dominica Labour Party were not in power, we would not have these social programs, brothers and sisters. That is a caring government. That is what you vote for. That is what you will vote for on this Tuesday, December the 6th, brothers and sisters. That is what you will go to the polls to do. Look at the Geneva playing field and the rehabilitation that is taking place at Geneva playing field. Only the Dominica Labour Party can do that for you, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, the Dominica Labour Party has the leadership in place. We have the persons in place. We have the funding in place, brothers and sisters. Look at the hotels that we are developing to create employment for you. The farmers, look at the money that we have been pumping into agriculture, in fertilizer, in inputs. We just received 2 40-foot containers of potato seeds so we can give out to the farmers, not only to secure food security, brothers and sisters, but to create employment and to generate revenue, brothers and sisters, among the people in agriculture. And I know Dr. Henderson has a great plan for agriculture in the Grand Bay constituency. Put your trust in Dr. Henderson, brothers and sisters. There is no other choice in this election. There is no choice. No independent candidate can take care of your future. No independent candidate, brothers and sisters, can bring about the development that we need in Dominica and in the Grand Bay constituency, brothers and sisters. We have a team in the south. Grand Bay, Petit Savan, look at the quality of candidates that we are given to you. Julian Defoe, qualified, brothers and sisters. You just heard from Dennis Charles of Soufriere, qualified and capable. Melissa Popon Skerrit, Shakira, Lockhart, Hippolyte, all candidates capable of holding a ministry, brothers and sisters. That is what the Dominica Labour Party is given to you. Put your hands together for Sakis Lapokabwit.
voting fee. What we say? Labour Party Nazi voting it twice. Okay, Mr. Vinson Nazi voting it twice. Hey, Labour Party Nazi voting it twice. Okay, Mr. Vinson Nazi voting it twice. What my people say? Labour, 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 tell that to your neighbor. Labour, 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 Labour. The people will be in your cafe. Okay, I see all the Labour crew. Will me. I want to hear them horn. I want to see all poster in the air for Mr. Vince. Grandberry B. All you have to represent. I want to see all the posters up. And to all my Grandberry people. All my Labour people. All you know we stay already. After the count of 1 to 3. We're doing that for Mr. Vince. We're doing that for Mr. Vince. You have it in the bag. All of us posting Mr. Vince. Flip. We're doing it one time. No time to play. What we say? Mr. Vinson that he voting it twice. Labour Party that he voting it twice. Okay, Mr. Vinson that he voting it twice. Okay, Labour Party that he voting it twice. What we say? What we say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbor. Labour, 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 Labour. They be your 250. I tell you, no pass up, nothing on you, one for Pablo. Put your X down by the shoe, for Mr. Vince and it, my people, no pass up. Wait. What we say? Labour, wait. Labour, Mr. Vince. Labour, wait. Mix me up. We don't come there to waste time. Mr. Vince, come, let me see you. Come with your boy. Come with your boy one time. Unmute the mic. Let me tell you something. You see Mr. Vince? He have it in the bag. And that is why they vex. They vex because Mr. Vince have it in the bag. That's why they vex. But you know what I can tell you? You have the track? Let me tell you something. After I put my X, whoever I want can vex. Whoever I want can cry. Whoever I want can die. But after I put my X, whoever I want can vex. Whoever I want can cry. Whoever I want can die. But Vince, I vote in. I don't care. Okay. What is it? Mr. Vinson, that's he voting in right. Wait. Labour Party, that's he voting in right. What is it? I tell you, Labour. We gotta go.
After that performance on stage, who can touch Endo in Grand Bay? Who can touch Labour in Grand Bay? My people, it is my honor and great pleasure to introduce my brother who has devoted most of his life to public service. A teacher, scout master, government minister, an ambassador with a sterling record of representing Dominica and small island development states at the OECS and the United Nations. Dr. Henderson was on his way to university in Holland in 1999 when he was called to serve the people of St. Joseph. And he has done exceptionally well in every portfolio assigned to him by the Prime Minister, whether it's agriculture, education, and now planning. He is an expert in energy and is the man leading the charge on geothermal energy, bringing more affordable electricity to your homes and reducing the cost of production. He is loving, kind, humble, very bright, and most importantly, he in under 1 year has started the construction of over 50 homes in Grand Bay. He is a mover and shaker. He stands for the people. He stands for empowerment of people. And he will bring to you the redevelopment of Ma Tutu's Park. Grand Bay, this is your season. And Hendo is the man for the job. Blow your horns.
Labor, tell that to your neighbor.
I welcome to the microphone our candidate for the Grand Bay constituency, the man with the plan to continue the development of Grand Bay, Dr. Vince Henderson.
They're rolling with Vince. Say that one convince they're rolling with Vince. Say what you're convinced they're rolling with Vince. Hey, have been convinced they're rolling.
Thank you very much, Sister Dennis Charles. Boy, Saki's worked me out. But before I begin, I want you to join with me as we take a moment of silence for the fallen brother and comrade, our former parliamentary representative. Those who are sitting, please stand and join me as we have a moment of silence for Ed Regis. Thank you. That sounded like a gun salute, and I think Ed deserves a gun salute. This evening, first of all, let me begin by thanking my colleagues who are here and who have been so kind to endorse me. I also want to thank our Prime Minister who's on his way here. He had an earlier assignment in the Salibia constituency, and he will join us shortly. But most of all, I want to thank all of you who've turned up to join us here this evening. The massive crowd and the lally is something that truly demonstrates the strength of Labour in the Grand Bay constituency. We chose this venue because it is a great symbol of the strength of Grand Bay in Labour. About a year ago, our political leader invited me to return home so that I could serve once more in the cabinet of Dominica. But he also felt at the time that I would be a suitable candidate for the Grand Bay constituency. And when the party proposed me as a candidate to stand in Grand Bay, I know it was greeted with some reluctance, some apprehension and trepidation. But from the time I was introduced, I hit the ground running. And for me, proverbially, I started on the lally. I walked throughout the streets of Grand Bay, Tetmon, Mountain, to meet you where you were, where you live, where you work, where you recreate. Some of you I met on your farms. I was able to worship with you, to mourn with you, and I was able to learn about you. But the most touching thing is the way you welcome me into your community, into your constituency, into your homes. And for that, I will be forever grateful to all of you here in the Grand Bay constituency. You made me feel at home, as if I was a long-lost brother or a son that you had not seen for a long time. And this is why I have always felt so
comfortable being among you. And if people didn't know, they would think we're friends a long time with this. I've seen so many of you. Huh? I mean, some of you are my old friends, people like Hildreth and Reynolds and Catherine, these are people I knew a long time. But some of you became like a family to me. And I want to thank you also for not only welcoming me to your communities and to your homes, but welcoming my wife, who's also become a part of you and part of the Grand Bay constituency. And she liked Grand Bay so much, she told me maybe we should move to Grand Bay. But I also want to thank you because, you know, often people show up for campaigns. We hit the streets, we hit the road, we canvass together, we work together, we get elected together, then we celebrate and we depart. But there was one powerful lesson for me, is that you have never let go of my hands. You have continued to hold me, to strengthen me, even at times. And I'll give you a little secret, I have a confession to make. When I just came to Grand Bay, as a Mote Perry, not because I was afraid of Grand Bay, because I'm from St. Joe, but I wasn't used to the politics for a while. I was out of practice. I spent the last 10 years in academia, going too much school, and it shows sometimes. I talk too much and use too many big words. I try not to. But I spent time in the halls of diplomacy, talking to foreign governments, negotiating, debating. I spent my time leading the region and sometimes internationally in renewable energy, sometimes as a consultant and sometimes as a lawyer. So I was out of practice. I didn't know how to get used to this thing. And I'll also tell you that a lot has changed from since I was a PAL rep. A lot has changed. So it took me some time to get used to this. So I'm begging you tonight, all the mistakes I make, please forgive me. I was just warming up. I was warming up and getting used to the new vibes. But you made it easy for me. You made it easy because you were always there. And for that, I will work hard to reward you, to give you the best representation that you can in this new term. But another lesson that I hope our listeners, our viewers, and those of you here will mind if I indulge a little. Because, you know, in the politics, it can be a little rough sometimes and lonely. But I always appreciate the fact that there are some of you, and I see so many of you here tonight, who sometimes would call me and tell me, Pal Rep, you okay now? Pal Rep, you eat already? Because people know I don't like food. I don't like to eat. That's why I make so. Pal Rep, you eat already? And they always have to make coffee for me because I like my coffee. That is the kind of thing that I have gotten to strengthen me in the Grand Bay constituency. But very instructive is the fact that the people around me are people who look out for other people. People would call me and say, Pal Rep, remember my so-and-so in Mabouche? We had to get the windows for her. You remember this person? Well, look, their mother died. We have to be there for them. Or this child down in Wavinbanan who doesn't have a device. Or textbooks for our children, and remember how we package them and we get exercise books for them. That is what has strengthened me. And it is my pleasure to welcome to Grand Bay our political leader and Prime Minister.
If I had a chance to live my life again, without pretending I would tell you plain, I've made a lot of mistakes in this life I would like to change. But of all the things that I hold dear, one is being born and raised in this country. For no other place on earth wouldn't do for me.
Yes, thank you. So I really, truly appreciate the fact that we have in Grand Bay a strong Labour Party that continue to look out for people, look out for one another, not just about us. So we spent the last year together, very difficult times. We were still trying to struggle and to see how we could respond to the COVID-19 pandemic that had affected all the world. So it was not an easy time for us. But we still were able to accomplish a number of things. But tonight, I'm not here to speak about accomplishments. I am focused on the work we have ahead to do here in the Grand Bay constituency. But our Prime Minister came in at the right time because I have a little message for him from the people of Grand Bay PM. PM, they told me to tell you that we understand in the national reset some things will change because the world is changing. Things are getting more difficult. But they have asked me to ask you, as I have several times in the international community, to ask for special and differential treatment for the Grand Bay constituency. We are asking for more while we express our gratitude to you for always looking out for us. But we believe that since 1985, we have been standing strong with the Dominica Labour Party. Pierre Charles of blessed memory wrestled this constituency from, at the time, the most powerful political party in Dominica, the Dominica Freedom Party. Since 1995, when Labour only had 5 seats in the parliament, we have stood with the Dominica Labour Party for 37 long years. And this is why we are grateful for everything that Labour has done for us. But we want a little more. We want a little more because we are in search of empowerment of our people. We are focused on ensuring that our young people have more opportunities. And we will speak a little about that. But PM, tonight, we want to thank you for looking out. But we know that there's a lot of work to be done. And while we are demanding more, we have to give more. Not only our political support, but I need your vote on December 6th. Don't forget that. You have to go and vote, and in large numbers. But we have to be able to do a little more for ourselves. And I want to, tonight, I want to invite you to join me on that mission. Because I owe a lot to Grand Bay. And most people may not know that. But when I served with Pierre Charles, I was a little boy. I started at 28, and I served in the cabinet of Darroux. At the times, things were difficult. But he taught me a number of things. He taught me humility. He taught me sacrifice, dedication, and commitment to people. But he also inspired me to ensure that I could pursue my own personal development. Darroux was 2004 Dominica strong and so brave and so bold and willing to take political risk. Because he knew he had the strength of the Grand Bay constituency at his back. And I beg you to give me that same as we participate on education. We have to do more for our children. I start with education because education is key to empowering our people. We have to ensure that our students get the best opportunities that we can afford. And I want to thank the government for the investment of $3.2 million in the Grand Bay Primary School. But the work is not done. We are looking forward to entering our school in the new year and to ensure that it is a school that is ready to give our children the best opportunity to learn, and that our teachers can work in a comfortable environment. as the government, and you heard the Prime Minister in our Independence Day address, committed to transforming our primary schools as we have our secondary schools in terms of staffing. There will be more positions available to our primary school teachers so that they can get better salaries and better security in their jobs. We hope that all of these things will contribute to better learning outcomes for our children. I am prepared to work with you to ensure that our children get the best education possible. And Teacher Junior, I went in your class and I taught for a day. I am prepared to go back to your classrooms and teach whenever I am available, because I want our children to get the best education possible. But as we educate our people, we must create better opportunities for them. And tonight, I want to speak to some of the things that our government is doing to ensure that there are better opportunities for people. And I want you to take advantage of them. But before I do that, in Grand Bay, we have an excellent health center. We need to ensure that it is upgraded to get to the stage that it can stand as a hospital on its own, with essential services, not necessarily with all the specialties, but to ensure that we can use technology so that our doctors, when they sit right here in Grand Bay, can have access to the best specialists in the country and the world. And I commit myself to working with our Minister of Health to ensure that we can upgrade that facility. The investment made have made that facility resilient, and we are grateful that it is now one of the smart health centers in Dominica. But over the last year, a number of you here, I have met you. A number of you have come to my office. You have contacted me for health care, for assistance. This new term, it is our hope that we can provide better support to you. We have to get a way to ensure that those of you on medication don't have to come looking for me to get your medicine. We want to put a system in place to ensure that you can get your prescription whenever it needs to be refilled without walking up and down. That is something that I have picked up. And I see my good friend here. I know her father is ill. I know he has a supply of oxygen to get every week, and that is very costly. We have to create a system that responds to those needs so that our people know whenever they fall sick, they don't have to worry. If you have cancer, you will get chemotherapy. You will get the support that the government is already providing. But I don't want you to worry when you have to go to the hospital. We have to ensure that we provide transportation for you, provide a meal for you, to ensure that when you get to the hospital, you can get your treatment without any hassle. So in this new term, we need to work to improve our health and social services so that our people can get the support they need. And some of you, I know that you're receiving government assistance. But I believe it is time that we review that assistance to ensure that you and your children are well taken care of. Because once we can make those investments in health, in education, we will be able to empower you so that you can continue to make life better for yourselves and your family. And that is what I am looking forward to in this new term, in the reset that we are seeking to achieve. But as we create opportunities for you, I want you to take advantage of it. I remember when I came here during the by-elections, and we went to Makaton and Mopo. I remember the cries of the farmers about the condition of the roads. And thankfully, late Ed Regis had started improving that road. But we were not able to complete it. And when I got in, I was happy that our Prime Minister was able to respond to the needs of all farmers to invest over $1 million in the Makaton Road. And in this new term, we'll ensure that we do the other side so that farmers can have better access to their roads. But we are not going to stop there. We are going to ensure that our farmers have proper irrigation systems. We are going to ensure that we modernize farming, greenhouse technology to ensure that we can increase your yield. At the end of the day, our target is to ensure that you can make a living and have money in your pockets. So I want our farmers to take advantage of the investments that we have made. I have been working with the farmers group. I have been working with your cooperative. I have assisted you in securing a market. And I have given you the opportunity to make some money. But I hope in the new term, as we increase our investment in agriculture, you will be producing more. Because there are opportunities that we need to take advantage of. Government is about empowering people, allowing people to make money, allowing people to be self-reliant, allowing people to be self-dependent, so that at the end of the day, our communities can be stronger and better. I know that it's been a while that we have had a good cricket game. Well, except for the one where a fella out me for duck. But soon we will be seeing the full rehabilitation of Geneva playing field. And I want to take the opportunity to thank the chairman of the village council, Amo Thomas, and his team, Teacher Willie Favrier, and those and the committee that has come forward to themselves assist in the rehabilitation of that field. We have so far invested $500,000 in that facility. And our intention is to ensure that we modernize that facility to become a mini stadium, but it will not happen all at one time. I am not promising you that next year we will have all the benches, all the stands, and all the facilities. But what I am committed to do is ensuring that we can gradually develop that facility to become a premier sporting facility in Dominica. And the reason for that is not only for us to play cricket or football. The reason for that is to ensure that we can bring more activity in Grand Bay, so that our vendors, our small businesses can make some money, so that we can boast about tourism, whether it's local or foreign. And that is my commitment to you. We continue to work on our plan to make Grand Bay a cultural tourism capital of Dominica. We have already enjoyed the title as cultural capital of Dominica. But what we need to do is to let that title make money for us. We cannot have Teacher Addy and Abio and Carlton dancing ballet and doing all of these wonderful things, and Teacher Bella and the youngsters, and we're not making money from it. We don't only want to see them during Independence time. We don't only want to see them for Fête Isidore. So, well, Minister of Tourism, I can't put pressure on you. I don't know what the new cabinet is going to look like. But we are determined to ensure that we bring together all the skills in Grand Bay. The things that make us the cultural capital of Grand Bay, we need now to monetize that. And I am hoping that I can work with the Minister of Culture, with the Minister of Tourism, so that they can introduce a new aspect of our tourism. That is, to pay some of our cultural groups to perform where they are needed, so that people can earn a living by simply maintaining and performing our culture. These are some of the new ideas that I hope that we can embark on together. And I have met with many of you. I have met with the cultural elders. I know that you are with me in this journey, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the new term. Our neighbor across in Pidit Savan, the Member of Parliament for the Pidit Savan constituency, he has already been declared the Member of Parliament. So, Honorable Defoe, I am happy that you are on board. And I look forward to working with you the same way I work with Dr. Darroux, and how Dr. Darroux worked with the late Ed Regis. But this term, we must ensure that the fishermen, not only of Stowe and of Forsager, but the fishermen of Grand Bay can see the construction of the new fisheries facility in Stowe to ensure that we can improve fishing in the south. Dr. Darroux and I, with your assistance as fisheries officer, had already done some of the initial work. And we have already gotten some commitment from the government of Japan to construct that facility. And I hope that as soon as we are given our responsibility by our Prime Minister, we can hit the road running and we can start working on the development of our fisheries facility in Stowe. That facility has the potential not only for fisheries, but as a port, to ensure that we can take advantage of our proximity to Martinique, so that we can see commerce, formal commerce, taking place between the South and Martinique. So I'm looking forward to that, and that is something we must work on in the new term. My people from Grand Colibri, Desmond, Mountain, Grand Bay. I know those of you in Grand Colibri, you still want to know when your water is going to reach the upper level of Grand Colibri. But I want to assure you tonight, that we have already budgeted $1.3 million for the construction of a new water facility for Grand Colibri. That facility was approved in the last budget, and it will not only provide for Grand Colibri, but for some of you in Bordeaux and Powell, and as well as Hagley. We are hoping that that facility, once constructed, will, once and for all, remove any water problem in the Grand Colibri area. So I want to tell you that tonight, so be assured we are working on that. But those of you not from Grand Bay, you came here tonight. And I know some of you still a little afraid of the road. But the road easy, man. I was afraid too, before. But I came here so many times. But I want to give you the assurance that by next year, we will see the commencement of work on the Loubier to Grand Bay Road. Honorable Defoe, I'm not taking responsibility for your section. Ou sa parle pour quoi? Moi ka parle pour Jean Goabe. I am taking the piece from Loubier to Grand Bay. And I have already said to our Prime Minister and to the engineers that we want a real bridge at Mitcham. We don't want no culvert. We don't want no crossing. We want a full-size bridge in Mitcham. Because I know the inconvenience that it's caused to all of us when it rains heavily. I know the problems we have when we travel that road whenever it rains. And the concerns that you have. And as a matter of fact, I really do hope that once work begins, the engineers and the construction company will give priority to that section, so that we can totally, once and for all, eliminate the risk of having any blockage to get to Grand Bay, to Tetmon, to Mountain, to Grand Colibri. So we're looking forward to that. I know it's something that the late Ed Regis always was pursuing. I know we got the challenge of Maria, and subsequently we had difficulties with the contract. But I thank the Prime Minister for his leadership in that, and now I am assured that we will see something happening in the new term. So that is something that we are grateful for. But tonight, brothers and sisters, I spoke of these things because I believe I had to share with you in the constituency. But I also want you to work with us, because we have been able to provide for you in the Grand Bay constituency. And I also want to thank our Prime Minister for the new development in Center. Because sometimes I hear some of you, I always think that we can do more. But I want you to think a little. You remember the road I spoke about from Loubier to Grand Bay? You know how much for that road? $120 million. Ça partit l'argent. $120 million. And this is the kind of investment that we have to do to make that road safe, to build resilience, to make sure that when it rains, or if there, God forbid, is a disaster, a hurricane, that our road is still passable or could be made passable very quickly. We don't want to be cut off as we were after the passage of Hurricane Maria. Similarly, I am saying this to you because I want you to appreciate the kinds of investment that we are making here. In Center, the housing development in Center, with 84 units, actually 103 structures, where we will have a magistrate's court, we'll have our fire service, we'll have even a church constructed there. We'll have a community center and other facilities for commercial activities. That investment is not coming cheap. That is an investment of over 100 million EC dollars. So I want you to think about that when some of you are a little impatient. I know we have to respond to your housing needs still. I know we have to do more for the people in Gaza. We spoke about relocation. We have already acquired the land for you in Picodo. But I want you to understand that your government is working for you. I want you to know that the school in Tetmon has already been approved. We acquired the land. We have done the designs. The Chinese firm has already been secured to construct that school. So I just want to tell you these things because I know sometimes we can be a little impatient. But I know Skerrit loves Grand Bay because Grand Bay fortifies him. Because in this campaign, PM, Pamati, if it wasn't for Grand Bay, do have people, eh? I know Vekas is always there because my partner, you're not there tonight. Vekas is always there. They have your back. But Grand Bay brings the energy to the Dominica Labour Party. I mean, I know I cannot dance like Blackmore. But when you see Sakis, the little thing they have, Maho there, there's nothing, eh? It's Sakis as the life. It's Sakis that brings the life. So I know PM love Grand Bay, man. Because the kinds of investment that we've made in difficult times, and I want you to think about this. These are not easy times. In difficult times, the kinds of investments that we're making. Since I have been your member of parliament, I know that we have already invested over $500,000 in housing, providing direct assistance to families. So we have to be appreciative of that. We have to recognize that, but as I said, we have a lot of work to do. But I am prepared to work with you. I am prepared to do my own reset. I want to reset so that I can serve you better. I want to see greater efficiency in responding to your needs. I want to ensure that my office is a place where you can feel comfortable and you can feel satisfied that we are servicing you. We will improve. We will get better because I'm telling you, finally, that no, make play way. But I want to tell you, when I move around, something I want to share with you. I went to almost every rally the last almost 4 weeks. And you know one of the things that has touched me the most is when I see the faces in the crowd. Because Grand Bay people not shy. You pas say way. Even ni pe moun mo kwe yo te fâché avec moi me mo voye yo. It really touched me. It really, really touched me. Some of you whom I felt perhaps I maybe didn't listen to you a little more. But yet you were there every night. I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for that. And I want to tell you tonight, this is what is giving me the courage to serve you better. And I give you the commitment tonight. But December 6th, you know we have a tradition in Grand Bay of voting early. So on December 6th, by the time we've been launched to, where is it again, Shanks? A to A. La Chata. I want to know the victory for the Dominica Labour Party is still. And this time, we're getting more than 1,200 votes. Because I know you are ready to give your support to Roosevelt, Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. Because Labour is still the best choice for Dominica. And I am here, and will be here with you. I thank you very much. I love you. May God bless you.
Tell that to your neighbor. Take me more to the yoke of them all. Don't put up, don't sleep on you and put some blue. Put your ex on by the shoe for Mr. Vince and his crew. My people, just hold up and watch your dreams come true. Labour Party, cheapest, all other party have to ready. Labour Party, nice, we voting it twice. Mr. Vince, so nice, we voting it twice. Labour Party, nice, we voting it twice. Mr. Vince, so nice, we voting it twice. What the people say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbor. Labour, 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 Labour. Take him out to pity your cafe ball. Labour Party is the best, no other party can contest. The opposition try their best, but they still lose the contest. Mr. Vince, no man from the roots, see how we linking with the youth. There for the young and there for the old, so they will never feel alone. Labour Party, nice, we voting them twice. Mr. Vince, so nice, we voting them twice. Labour Party, nice, we voting them twice. Mr. Vince, so nice, we voting them twice. What my people say? Labour, 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 Labour. Tell that to your neighbor. Labour, 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 Labour. Take me more to pity your cafe ball. Say up in conference, they're rolling with Vince. Say that one conference, they're rolling with Vince. Say about your conference, they're rolling with Vince. Happy conference, they're rolling with Vince. Tell that conference, they're rolling with Vince. Go down to land, they're rolling with Vince. Mabuche, they're rolling with Vince. Go down housing, they're rolling with Vince. Highland conference, they're rolling with Vince. Geneva conference, they're rolling with Vince. Housing scheme conference, they're rolling with Vince. Forum, we shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved.
Engineer, make sure my mic high. I want my mic very high so the people can hear me at the bottom of the lorry. You know Grand Bay. Grand Bay is a Porto Labour seat. And nobody cannot win Grand Bay. And when Grand Bay voting, we voting real high. You see our Prime Minister? He loves to see the hands. The hands that you're going to use to put the X on December 6th. So when I say we full of votes, I want you to show the Prime Minister how much votes that Grand Bay have. Let's go. 1, let's go to read him. 2, let's go to read him. 1, 2, Grand Bay, we full of votes. Over 15,000 votes. We full of votes. Over 20,000 votes. Let's go. Let's go. Grand Bay. I'm not even what I have, or what I not yet see. We not even who we love because of the jealousy. You know why? I love my Labour Party. jealousy. If you love labor, I love my labor party. I love my labor party. We are living for nobody. This is Labor City. This is Labor City. Hold on. Hold on. Mr. Henderson, come here. Come here. You see, I'm endorsing you right now. I'm endorsing you right now. We fought in Vince Henderson again, all right? You only had 1 year. So we're going to give you an extra 5 to prove yourself. So I'm going to give my partner up a little thing too. Give my partner up something. Give my partner up something. Granby, I want you to listen. Right now I'm making Vince a citizen. Granby, I want you to listen. Right now I'm making Vince a Granby citizen. We gonna teach them a lesson. I'll be voting back Vince Henderson. Lesson. I don't give you what I have, but what I want to see. I don't give you who I love, because of no jealousy. We love our Labour Party. We love our Labour Party. Check it out. Check it out. You see the first time the PM came to Granby as the Prime Minister, we was launching John Fabian. Right down there by Lady Shop. All right, Granby? And I was a schoolboy. I was in 5th form. And I come on the political platform and drop a line. And that line caused me not to graduate in school. Because they say Asa is a school child. And the Prime Minister was about 30 years. And they say the Prime Minister using school children to come on the political platform and bash the opposition. And I'm going to give all you the line that caused that. And that line still relevant today. No matter what them say, boy, just let them pray and tell them for me. They can never win. a chant. I want to a chant with the crowd. Every time they asking that stupid question. What Labour done, what Labour done? That's a stupid question. When I say what Labour done, you answer me, that's a stupid question. What Labour done, what Labour done? What Labour done, what Labour done? What Labour done, what Labour done? Let me just say something from the top of my head. Housing revolution, universal education, national employment program, the Yes We Care program, the China Friendship Hospital, the Wesley, the airport is coming, Kipinski come under us, the road, the Eoli Black Highway. Right here we standing, the road, the Lale, the brand new road in the Lale. That's a stupid question. That's a stupid question. We have our money. And good Prime Minister. Remember Hurricane Maria? Who was in Dominica for Hurricane Maria? And all you see, what happened? You see the houses, you see the roofs, you see the destructions. Now, we always want an airport, right? We always want an international airport. But right after Maria, if PM had decided, no housing, leave the people fix their roof by themselves. Go on. Do what you have to do to build all you think. No help. And build the international airport. What would we rather? Houses after Maria or an international airport? And because of that, the housing program, I don't know, so, and we giving the people on the other side houses too, you know. But we still getting blows for that. And they're still giving the PM blows. So PM, this is Grande Anthem. And I'm going to sing the Grande Anthem for you. And just listen to how the crowd going to respond to that. This is for PM tonight there. If Qatar is good at kill, I would have died already. Si mal parle take a tray, mou take a jamo etewe, ki e ostri, pou ba yo me pou.
Our champion, our battle-tested a wise, visionary, and loving Prime Minister and political leader who has led us to victory after victory. And on December 6th is going to lead us to victory of 21 seats. Put your hands together. Blow your horn for Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit.
I had a chance to live my life again. Without pretending, I would tell you plain. I made a lot of mistakes in this life. I would like to change. But of all the things
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, you know, moi tani 3 moun qui a couru élection Guambé. 3 moun. Et puis, moi j'ai regardé la télévision. Et puis moi je vois un monde dit il c'est un candidat à l'élection Guambé. Mais même moi comme depuis qu'il a Guambé venu Afghanistan. Puis moi je vois un Taliban. Et puis moi il y a l'autre monde qui a couru l'élection Guambé. Ça la même son bouche. But I am here to say to you, my dear people of Grand Bay, that I am here to endorse full-heartedly our candidate for the Grand Bay constituency, Dr. Vince Henderson, for Grand Bay in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. And I listened intently to his presentation tonight. And I want to say to him and the Grand Bay people that you deserve all what he has said and even more for you, the people of this constituency. And the government must not be bashful to spend money in the Grand Bay constituency, because Grand Bay has stood with Labour all the way and all the time, ladies and gentlemen. And for me personally, as the leader of the party, I have always been able to rely on the support of the Grand Bay people. You have been a backbone of the Labour Party. And yes, a lot has been done, but a lot more shall be done in this new term of this Labour Party government, ladies and gentlemen. And I know housing is a major challenge across the constituency. We're spending money building homes, but there are many more homes we shall build in this constituency to create better housing solutions for citizens and residents of this constituency. And I say to you, Vince will have my absolute support in advancing the programs and plans he has in store for you, the people of Grand Bay. And so I believe that Vince is the best choice for the times in the Grand Bay constituency. You have a man of experience, a man who knows what he is about, and a man who will deliver for you, the people of Grand Bay. In just 1 year, you cannot say that he has not delivered. Just 1 year. Give him 5 more years and you will see what he can do and what he will do for the people of this constituency, ladies and gentlemen. But for that to happen, you must go out on election day. Election day, December 6th, and vote for the Dominica Labour Party and vote for Vince Henderson in the Grand Bay constituency. And you know what? You know what I am pleased about, ladies and gentlemen? Every night we have a meeting, a rally. People who I used to hear saying they're not voting, people who I used to hear saying they finished with that, they're right in front letting the world know that they're standing firm with the only party that cares for Dominica, the Dominica Labour Party. Because Labour Party is a family. We'll have problems between ourselves from time to time, but it doesn't mean that we're going to turn our back on our party. No, we are standing firm with the Dominica Labour Party because we know that Labour is still the best choice for Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. We call elections, ladies and gentlemen, and we had nominations day on November 18. The returning officer went to the office from 9 o'clock in the morning and closed at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Everybody who wanted to be a candidate in the elections went and nominated themselves. They paid their $500. They got 6 people to support them, to sponsor them, and they got nominated. In these elections in Dominica, 2022, we have more candidates running than we had in 2019. We have more candidates running in 2022 than we had in 2014, ladies and gentlemen. Democracy is alive and well in the Commonwealth of Dominica. No one was prevented from getting nominated. Even in a place in La Plaine where people said this guy is not qualified to run, he's a candidate in elections in Dominica. Democracy alive. There's no opposition member in prison in Dominica. Nobody is arrested to prevent them go and get nominated. These guys are not interested in the people of Dominica. It is about themselves. Vince didn't have to come back into politics. Vince came back to serve the people of this constituency and to serve the people of Dominica. And that is what Labour Party is about. It's about service. We may not be perfect, but we are there to serve you, the people of Dominica. Every one of the candidates in this election, as has been the case in other elections for Labour Party, they have all made their sacrifices, leaving their jobs to come to run and to represent you, the people of Dominica. We cannot say that for the opposition. What they want to do is to destroy our country, denigrate our country, and to deny you, the people of Granby and the people of Dominica, of the opportunities for upliftment, making lives better for you and your children and for your communities. That's what the opposition is about. Spreading lies about our country, hoping that people will blacklist Dominica. But God is good. This will never happen. It will never happen because the vast majority, the majority of Dominicans are with the Dominica Labour Party. We are having 2 meetings at the same time. One in the south and one in the east. I just came from the Carlago territory, where the people have turned out to let us know in no uncertain terms that they're staying with the Dominica Labour Party. Because Dominicans are saying they're not living what they have for what they not yet see. That is what we're saying. Because Dominicans know that when things get difficult in Dominica, the Labour Party has always been there for the people of Dominica. Always been. We must never forget where this country was when Labour came into government. And we must tell our children where Dominica was when Labour came into government. Every single road there in the constituency was in bad shape. Patience did his best in opposition, raising money, making kutme to fix roads, to send children to school. That's what we inherited. No government spent $1 in housing in this Granby constituency and many parts of Dominica because they did not have the compassion that was required to represent the interests of people. And so we are committed to this, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, my message to you is simple. We have to come out to vote on elections day. We cannot say Labour has won and we stay home waiting for the fete at night. No. We all must be counted. And so by midday on December 6th, we would have voted, all of us would have voted, and Vince would become again the PAL rep for the Grand Bay constituency. Because we have work to do on your behalf, a lot of work to do on your behalf, but we'll be equal to the task. Equal to the task because we owe it to you, the people of Dominica, for the love and the support that you have shown us over the years. I know some of you were vexed with us, and rightly so. But we're all back together as one family, recognizing that Labour cares for the people of Dominica. That when things were bad with you, you could count on Labour Party. When we spend millions on COVID-19, keeping people alive, providing vaccines and vitamins and medicines for those who contracted the virus. No, when you look at what we have done for our citizens, it's unparalleled in many parts of the world because that's a party that cares for people. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the assurance that you here in Grand Bay, that Labour will always have your back. And let me say to you that Roosevelt Skerrit will always have your back in this constituency. And we shall ensure that your PAL rep is empowered to deliver to you in this constituency. Because you deserve every single dollar that will be spent and more in this constituency. So the rest of Dominica should not get jealous of you when you see many things happening in this constituency. Because you deserve it. And that's our commitment to you, ladies and gentlemen. And so, we don't bother with those who don't want to participate. Because the reality is, for the last 22 years, it's only Labour that working for Dominica. These guys were looking for a salary, and now they're crying. They're crying for one thing, that they won't be getting a salary in December. That's all they're crying about. That's what they're crying about. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let us go forth. Let us go forth. Our task on December 6th is to vote. To vote. I want all of you to go to the polls with your entire family and vote on election day. Let there be a resounding victory for Vince Henderson and the Dominica Labour Party in the Grand Bay constituency. Let there be resounding victories in the other 14 constituencies where elections will be contested on December 6th. And let us go back to work for the development of our country and addressing the issues confronting you, the residents and voters of this constituency and Dominica. We give you the assurance that we'll work even harder for you, the people of Dominica. Even harder, notwithstanding the global crisis, notwithstanding the global challenges impacting Dominica and the entire world. You know that Labour cares for you. You know that Labour has been there, especially in difficult times for the people of Dominica. And the next term won't be any different. We have some vigorous and strong and bright young people coming to join us. Join us in the service of Dominica to push Dominica forward and to create better opportunities for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's running late. I am here to say to my friend and comrade for many years, Vince Henderson, that he has my 100% support as a candidate for the Grand Bay constituency. And to say to him in your presence that he shall be provided the resources to deliver for you, the people of the Grand Bay constituency. So let us join hearts and minds and hands as we continue the progress of Dominica. Because we're not leaving what we have for what we not yet see. And we're not leaving who we love because of jealousy, ladies and gentlemen. Because Labour is still the best choice for Dominica, and we are voting for the Dominica Labour Party. Because Labour is the only one. You see, this now Labour is still the best choice. We have passed that. Labour is the only choice in Dominica tonight. The only choice that is concerned about the welfare and well-being of Dominica. So hold strong, drive home safely, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow we go to Woodford Hill, another winning candidate in Woodford Hill. And on Monday we go to St. Joseph, ladies and gentlemen. St. Joseph, tomorrow Woodford Hill, Monday St. Joseph, and Tuesday morning early This thing about paving on election day before you go and vote, that's foolishness. The same clothes you fall asleep in, go and vote on election day with that thing. When you come back, you'll take a bath and you'll put on your... You wake up, you have your nightie on, go and vote with your nightie. Go and vote with your pyjama. Vote early on election day, ladies and gentlemen. When you vote, you'll go and take your bath and you'll get ready for the victory. No time to put no makeup and watch your weave and your eyelashes and all this thing. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. When you vote, then you'll put back your eyelashes, you'll do your refills, you'll do your makeup, you'll put your hair, you'll do your... So, we agree with me. Thank you very much. No bathing on election day. Go and vote just how you wake up. Even if you have last seen your eyes, go and vote. Go and vote. Go and vote. That's how important voting is on December 6th, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. God bless you. Love you very much. Grand Bay run things in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. Grand Bay run things in Dominica. Thank you. God bless.
If I had a chance to live my life again, without pretending, I would tell you plain. I've made a lot of mistakes in this life. I would like to change, but of all the things that I hold dear to, one is being born and raised in this country. For no other place on earth wouldn't do for me. Hey. It's not to say that all is rosy. We have problems and we are poor, but generally speaking, we are an easy-going people, free and free. I hold you very close to my heart. Hey. From you, my dearest, I cannot part. Hey. I think of you everywhere I go. I always long to come back to you. When your other children will forsake you, I will always stand up for my truth. Oh, I am your knight in shining armor. I remain your true ambassador. Sweet Dominica, you know how I care. Your humble servant I regret. I stand by your side to sun or rain. Sometimes the things I hate make me want to hide from the very children, those who have no pride. For instead of helping out, hear them criticize. But try as I may, I cannot lose my feet. Because Dominica, you're my rightful place. And if I deny your only day, who but me I display? There are those among us who bent on destroying, but they must be disciplined. I can forgive those who are crazy, but not them who are lazy, they will shame on me. I hold you very close to my heart. From you, my dearest, I cannot part. I think of you everywhere I go. I always long to come back to you. When your other children will forsake you, I will always stand up for my truth. I am your knight in shining armor. I remain your true ambassador. Sweet Dominica, you know how I care. Your humble servant I regret. I stand by your side through sun or rain. Hey, 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 hey. It's very unfortunate to be scorned, degraded, terrorized and raped by people who don't care nothing for each day. Can you imagine some Dominicans only to further their own ambition? Would dream and plot each day, causing division. And they are people whom we look up for leadership and strength that grow. But them are rubber duties, the vain and selfish, praying like wild bees. I hold you very close to my heart. From you, my dear, if I cannot part. I think of you everywhere I go. I always long to come back to you. When the children and them will forsake you, I will always stand up firm and true.
Wow. Live what? Wow.